Hi, I'm Keith, and welcome to my art studio, where today I have something super unique and special. I know I say that a lot. If you follow the page, you know I say that a lot, but you see that brown around this dragon? That's not paint. I almost set fire to my picture today, because I tend to put these things in the oven to cook them in a way to dry them out so I can paint faster. Only I left it in the oven for too long, and it ended up with this nice brown color. And I pulled it out, and instead of freaking out, I loved it. I thought it was cool and an opportunity. Let me bring it a little bit closer here for you. That's just burnt paper. Maybe I should burn all my paper, because I love the way that looks. So I used it as part of the artwork, and this dragon turned out pretty good, and I want to show you how I made it. So stay tuned.
What if I told you that there's a world where dragons come alive on canvas, breathing fire that mesmerizes and captivates? The allure of dragons in art has always fascinated me, and I'm sure many of you out there share this fascination. From mythological creatures to modern-day artistic expressions, dragons have been a staple in art, inspiring countless artists to pick up their brushes and create. Dragons have been a popular subject in artistic expression for centuries, and it's easy to see why. They embody power, strength, and a hint of mystique. When it comes to watercolor art, creating a breathtaking fire dragon can be a thrilling challenge. The key is to capture the vibrant colors and textures of fire, while bringing the dragon to life. One of the biggest hurdles artists face when painting fire in watercolor is achieving that perfect blend of warm colors. It's easy to get caught up in using too much orange or yellow, but the trick is to balance those colors with deeper, richer tones. Another challenge is creating a sense of movement and energy in the flames. This can be especially tricky with watercolor, as the paint can easily become muddy or overworked. I've found that using the white of the paper to your advantage can really help bring the fire to life. By leaving some areas unpainted, you can create a sense of light and energy that draws the viewer in. Texture is also crucial when painting fire. Using rough, dry brush strokes can add a lot of depth and visual interest to your work. To achieve realistic fire effects in watercolor, it's all about experimenting with different techniques. One approach is to use wet on wet, allowing the colors to blend and merge on the paper. This can create some amazing, fiery effects. Another technique is to use glazing, layering transparent washes over a base color to build up depth and luminosity. I've also found that paying attention to the edges of the flames can make a big difference. Soft, feathery edges can create a sense of movement and blur, while harder edges can give the fire a more defined, realistic look. By combining these techniques, you can create some truly stunning effects. As I worked on this piece, I wanted to push the boundaries of what I could achieve with watercolor. I started by sketching out the dragon's form, using a combination of pencil and charcoal to get the proportions just right. From there, I began building up layers of color, using wet on wet and glazing to capture the fiery textures and colors. I also experimented with different brush strokes, using everything from delicate, wispy strokes to thicker, more impasto textures. The finished piece is truly breathtaking. The dragon's scales glimmer in shades of gold and crimson, while the fire raging around it seems to pulse with an inner light. I was inspired by the mythological dragons of ancient cultures, with their fierce beauty and raw power. By using a range of techniques, from wet on wet to glazing, I was able to bring the fire to life in a way that feels both realistic and captivating. As I look back on the journey of creating this artwork, I'm reminded of the importance of practice and experimentation in mastering watercolor techniques. It's not always easy, and there are plenty of times when the paint seems to have a mind of its own. But with patience and persistence, you can achieve some truly amazing effects. If you're inspired to create your own dragon art, I'd love to see it. Share your work in the comments below, and be sure to check out my other tutorials for more artistic inspiration and techniques to help you take your art to the next level. As I take on the challenge of painting a roaring Tyrannosaurus masterpiece for my home, let's see if I can bring this dino to life on canvas. Today, we're going to paint a stunning, roaring Tyrannosaur masterpiece that will be a striking addition to your home decor. Many people find painting intimidating, especially when it comes to dynamic subjects like dinosaurs. I totally get it, I've been there too. But the key is to break it down into manageable steps. The Tyrannosaurus is an iconic creature, and with some guidance, you can create a breathtaking piece of art. We'll take it one brush stroke at a time, and before you know it, you'll be admiring your very own roaring T-Rex. The process is more fun than you might think, and I'm excited to share it with you. We'll cover the materials you'll need, from brushes to paint types, and then dive into the painting process, including sketching, layering colors, and adding details for that roaring effect. First, you'll need a few basic materials, some high-quality paints, a variety of brushes, and a canvas. The right brushes will make all the difference in creating those sharp, dinosaur-like features. The paints I recommend are acrylics. They're versatile and dry quickly, which is perfect for layering. Watch as we bring the Tyrannosaurus to life with bold colors and dramatic brush strokes, creating a powerful image that truly captures its essence. As we start sketching, keep in mind the proportions and posture of the T-Rex. It's all about capturing that fierce, roaring moment. The sketch will serve as our guide for adding layers of paint. With each layer, we'll build up to that final roar, adding depth and texture to our masterpiece. We've successfully painted a roaring Tyrannosaur masterpiece. Remember, practice makes perfect, so don't hesitate to try again or put your spin on it. If you enjoyed this painting tutorial, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next.